Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to round one of the Fuel Racing League back at CART Idaho this week. This race went really well for us. It's insane. I really hope you guys enjoy this. Speaking of which, if you enjoy it yourself at any point during this video, please like and consider subscribing. It's completely free and would help me a whole bunch. If you have any suggestions on improvements to make to these videos outside of a new mic, sorry, I'm poor, please do comment them below and enjoy the video. Sorry to say we did not show the start of this race or the qualifying, but I can tell you about it. So to start off with the point system, which is very different to Young Stars. So throughout the day you have 3 sessions on track. You have practice and qualifying, which is 1 session, and it awards the pole sitter 25 points. Then you have the first heat race, which is also worth 25 points. So throughout the first part of the day, you have 1 cart and you can earn 50 points. Then in the final, we swap carts and we get 50 points for the win there. So you can get a grand total of 100 points throughout the day, a huge sum in a karting series with only 4 races this year. So this here is the heat race, which I started from pole position in, so that was 25 points right off the bat. And I pulled an incredible gap right at the start and ended up lapping the heavy class and a couple of the juniors as well. So a really good performance there and something to be proud of on our way to cap off the first part of the day with 50 out of 100 points. To pull back the curtain a little bit, before this race I was really worried about how I was going to perform because these karts are so different to those in the UK, where they're super light in the front and really heavy in the back. So that means you really can't turn them quite as well as you could the ones back in England. So I really had to relearn my driving style and adapt a lot. So I was worried I was not going to be super competitive, but it ended up going pretty well, and I mean, I guess that's how we pulled such a huge gap through the first half of the day. Into this corner here, you're going to see this new technique as I brake there and wait for it to slow down before turning in, rather than my old technique of just stabbing the brake and steering at the exact same time to get it to rotate. Very different thing there, where the way I like to describe it is these karts drive a lot more like GT cars, whereas the karts back in Red Lodge drove like Formula cars. So here we get the white flag, meaning it's the final lap. A couple people in the preseason races thought that meant the race was over. We didn't make that mistake, thankfully. But with that, our race was pretty much good to go unless we made a mistake, which we didn't. So cruising home for the final minute of this race, it was a pretty simple win from here. And I was very excited to get onto the final, having 50 points already on the day. So here we are all up at the grid. This will show you that we do rolling starts, so we're up there on pole. And it is a whole different type of start to get used to. I'm there trying to keep the engine started. It stalled a couple times in the pit lane. But so during a rolling start, the instruction they gave us is I control the pace and I have to run maybe 5 or 6 miles an hour for the whole lap. Just cruise all the way up till the front straight, and then as soon as the flagger at the start-finish line throws the green, we all get to punch it and get going. So there we are going into the final corner, and you can absolutely see it was a snail's pace around the lap. It really felt like a 3-minute lap time, honestly. Probably was, but you can see we're just controlling the pace nicely, rolling them up to the starting line. And then as soon as we enter this little white area, you'll see 2 cones, and I believe that's about where he throws the green. and you can hear us rev the engines up as we get going. Not the best of starts by me. I didn't know the kart super well, but you can see immediately as I exit turn 2 and go through turn 3, where have they gone? They're disappeared out the back. And this would just be a theme throughout the whole race. As I pulled a really good gap, we'll be able to watch a good bit of that. I always like to watch my videos back afterwards, especially when I have a very solitary race, because I want to see what happened behind me, and usually these videos do a better job than I can looking around. Although during this race I did make a couple mistakes because I was trying to watch the battle for second. It really got heated towards the end, but you can see I already have a 2, maybe 3 second gap to the karts behind. And I kept checking my gap over my shoulder because I could not believe that they were so far behind already. I thought somebody was just on my bumper and I couldn't see them from there. You see me there adjusting the visor of my brand new and very beautiful Stilo SD6. Very happy to have that. To be fair, you've really just got to admire that cap I already have. I don't think in my entire racing career I've ever been able to pull away that quickly. Even in the first race, I had a bit of an issue getting it started up and getting into my flow state to pull that gap, but to have already such a large gap off of just the first lap and a half, that's definitely something else to be very proud of. As I tried to push for another race win in this day, I think it's important to mention that there are a lot of really quick drivers in this series as well, all different skill levels, which is always great to see people getting into karting. But a lot of the drivers that are up to my pace, or indeed way quicker than me at this track, were at home for this one, as there was a rodeo nearby, but also there's, of course, Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Dad. So a lot of them were staying at home, and so you see me get a huge mistake there. This was going to be a huge opportunity for me. Now, to go into a little bit more depth on that mistake I made there, because you will see me make it again in this race, because I had just spent so much time in one kart, getting into a new kart was something to get used to really quickly, especially since we had no practice laps in these new ones. So I didn't quite understand the braking of this specific kart yet. Every single one of them is different, after all. So to have to learn this kart immediately and get right on it was a bit of a struggle. And to talk a little bit more about the differences between every kart, this kart had a bit of an issue where its brake pedal was really soft and very long, meaning that there wasn't much braking until I went very deep as far as my foot goes towards the front of the kart. So it was really difficult to get the kart stopped and rotated. So you could just keep seeing me run so wide there and putting my hand up in frustration because I just couldn't get the kart to slow the way I wanted it to. That kart issue slowly progressed, but it wasn't enough to cause much of an issue once I got it figured out. But it was very prominent in two corners, those corners being turn 5 and turn 7. Those are the corners after the two longest straights that you actually have to brake into. For instance, at turn 1, of course, this is such a long straight into a corner, but it is flat out until a small lift there to get the kart to turn in a bit better. And that really gives the kart an opportunity to lose some momentum. So turn 3, that little lift that you might do is not as bad, but here it's such a long flat out area that this is one of the hardest braking zones, making the kart suddenly have to slow down, and so I keep going super wide no matter what I do. And the second spot is up here. That was turn 6, and here's turn 7. This is a really bad braking point where it was so difficult to get the kart slowed. I had to end up lifting a bit early, get some engine braking in, and then heavy on the brakes to get the kart to slow. You can really see though the gap is building as they are all the way back there in, what is that, turn 10, as I'm already on the front straight. So I had an insane gap built up that would just keep growing throughout the race. You can see me now going through the last corner and coming up on the first lap traffic of this race. Very slow, I'll just pull out right alongside and hop back in front for the line at turn 1. Very good, quick, clean overtake. Very happy with that one. Didn't get held up too much, so no problems there. As I said, that mistake would come back to haunt me again, and here it is again as I forgot where to brake, and the kart didn't like that. Go a little bit wide, not quite as wide as the first time, but still time lost. Not something to be super happy about. But to be completely fair, there is nobody anywhere behind me, so I was in a pretty good spot to be able to make mistakes and not really have any consequences come out of that. In fact, there they are at the bottom of the screen. What a gap. That's the battle for second I told you about that I was watching this whole day, because look how close they are. It was such an entertaining race to watch, and I was a little bit jealous that I was all on my own while seeing that, but of course I'd rather take an easy win than lose some points while the competition is at home. Here we are again catching some lap traffic. This is actually a fellow YouTuber. I'll put their name up on the screen, but also in the description if you want to go check them out. Please do subscribe. Good clean move there. Very nice. I moved past him and onto, funny enough, his wife. So really the family battle really going on here. Not something I want to get in the way of course, but he told me after that he was really hoping I was going to hold her up and give him a little bit more of a shot to go past her. I think he did in the end though. So of course the move on him looked pretty easy. This one not quite as easy as she was. Very hard fighting this one, but just about backed out at the last second and I managed to get past. And there you go, actually in the background, maybe he did catch her there. We'll take a look at that at turn 1. I love to watch these other races as you see me get the white flag now. One more lap. I know all I have to do is nurse it home for maximum points today. Thankfully kept it clean there on the final lap and didn't go wide like I did on the previous laps. Very good job to learn that. You'd think I would be able to do that quicker, but you know, I'll pull out some racing driver excuses. But yeah, with that, we come through to the final corner, and I was looking ahead of me, and I remember it being very clear, and looks like it was. Very good race, very good weekend, a little bit of celebration to the line. Great race. That's a win. So with that, we had won the pole, the heat race, and the feature race, meaning a maximum weekend of 100 points. A great start to the season here in Kart Idaho. A good weekend to celebrate for sure. What a start to the year. So there you have it, a great first weekend for us. Perfect all the way through. We're going to look through a couple pictures that we took. Here's my two favorite. This one's great. And then you'll probably see this next one around a lot. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe and comment down below. Have a great day, and do check out our friends down in the description. And stay tuned for future streams. Probably going to be on iRacing. So keep your eyes out for that. Thanks, guys.